So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Fenway Park here for Game 46 of 54 of the Tenacious Baseball League version 3.0. We have a tie for fourth place between these San Francisco Giants, here and here, and your Boston Red Sox, if I could say your, because not everybody's going to be a fan of theirs. But 23 and 22, someone's going to end up 500 after this game, and somebody is going to take a very, very small, very slim lead, right? So we have Tyler Beede as the pitcher for San Francisco and Eduardo Rodriguez for the Red Sox. And we're going to see if the Red Sox can come off getting swept by the Texas Rangers and be able to follow this up with some kind of a series here, or if they could win 2 of 3, they would take a lead going into the final 2 series against formidable opposition in the Cubs and the Nationals. Or if they struggle here and, if they could win all 3, then maybe they even have a chance to find their way to third. But so what do we have before us? Well, we have the Giants with Mike Yastrzemski hot by TFN, and we have Brandon Belt also hot. They're both till further notice hot. So they get 3 hot batters. And I used a D6 to roll. But their cold batter's going to be Austin Slater, first baseman. So it seems like I still have voice, which is good. But, yeah, so then for the Red Sox, they have, in his next appearance, they got a one-off Ryan Weber with Happy. So that's not going to affect them because he's actually, we'll bring him in a little later in this final segment, this final month of the season that's condensed into 9 days. But the current problem is Michael Chavis is currently injured till further notice. Now, Eduardo Rodriguez is fresh till further notice, so he is fresh through the whole game, so he will not be affected by anything that goes on here, even if he were to get scored on by 5 runs. So the hot hitter for Boston is Betts, the cold hitter Bradley Jr., and we made the cleanup hitters Brandon Belt and JD Martinez. So Maurizio Dubon at second base will lead off for San Francisco, followed by Buster Posey and Mike Yastrzemski. Here we go with Game 46. This is the first game of a 3-game set at Fenway Park. Rodriguez done with his warm-up toss. He's going to face Maurizio Dubon in the pitch. 4-4-6. Is Rodriguez a star? He is not. Sad sack, utility patient. No, this is going to be a single. And if Dubon was active, which that's under the running category, he's not, so he will stay at first. Brings up Buster Posey. We go to experience, which Posey has the advantage here, being an icon versus Rodriguez being nothing. And there's 12 icon batter. This is a fence check. Now, the only thing is he is neither slugger nor home run king, so we just got to roll on the other. We'll roll the black die. It could be a 6 and a home run. Otherwise, something else here. Oh, and it's gone. Right off the bat, Buster Posey continues his hot play and a 2-run home run off Eduardo Rodriguez. And just like that, the Red Sox are going to be coming from behind against Tyler Beede. The experience chart kills him there. So Mike Yastrzemski, 144. Flash, he is. Now this goes to the umpire check. Okay, semi-questionable or lenient. Well, so questionable or lenient. He's semi-questionable. So our umpires today are C.B. Buckner, who is semi-questionable, also strict. He's at home. DJ Rayburn, first, Laz Diaz at second. He's semi-lenient. Respected at third base, Jerry Davis. Is that such a thing for umpires? But in any event, semi-questionable. The decide or die is a no. So that will stay a strikeout. It would be a ball 4 for Yastrzemski if. So we may get more opportunities for that to turn out to be a ball or a walk instead of a strikeout. Now Brandon Belt also hot. These 3 guys all in a row are hot. There's another 1-4-4. How about that? That's another strikeout. So that's great luck there for the Red Sox. And now Evan Longoria hitting in the 5-hole, playing third base. 2 outs. 3-3-5. Wild, no. Sad sack, no. There's another single. Longoria semi-stoic with a dot, so he will have to hold. He would steal a base if he wasn't stoic. That brings up Kevin Pillar, the center fielder, with 2 outs and a runner at first. And it's a 1-2-6 fresh. He is fresh the whole game. Liner to second for the third out of the inning. They get 2 across on the Buster Posey home run. And Boston is in a funk right now, and they are in danger of hitting the 500 mark with still some tough games to play here. Okay, so the Boston first 3 are going to be Benintendi, Bogarts, and Devers. So Benintendi, 1-2-5. Is he a struggler? No, he's a workman. So patient, nope. That'll be the whiffer will overrule it for a strikeout. 1 out. If you guys stay for a while, maybe I'll have something at the end to we'll do here. So not patient, so that's going to be a fly to center. It's going to be caught by Pillar, and that brings up the chemistry chart. The chemistry: Boston is semi-harmonious, San Francisco semi-dissonant. 44 pitching team dissonance. They are. That's going to be a double. So a double for Devers. Brings up JD Martinez. And they sure could use a big swing here. Get this game tied up right away. 2-3-5. Not Wild. Eager. No, not Eager. So it'll be a grounder to second, which will retire the side. No runs, a hit. And they strand Devers at second base. Okay, so second inning. 2-0. And I have an idea. No, you can't see that one. There we go. 2-0. 2 for the Giants, none for the Red Sox. So Slater, first bat here. 1-3-6. Ace. He's not an ace. Whiffer. Okay, he's the cold hitter. That's a strikeout. Jalen Davis. He's not a hot batter, so it'll be popped to third. 2 away. Number 9 hitter Brandon Crawford. And a 4-5-5 is going to be flash strikes him out. 1-2-3 inning for Eduardo Rodriguez. And the lineup gets turned over, but we're going to go to the bottom of the second with a 2-0 lead for the Giants. Here, bear with me a second. I'm going to do something real quick. Just a second. Wish I would have thought of this before. Taking a short break here to just do a little fun here, hopefully. A little improvement. Okay. Where'd you go? There you go. Okay, so there we go. There we are. So hopefully that will work. So bottom of the second, it's going to be Mitch Moreland who will lead off the inning. And this is a leaner, so I'm going to re-roll the whole thing here. 2, 3, 5. Wild, no. Eager, no. That'll be another grounder to second base, and 1 out. That's going to be a walk, as Beatty's not double control, so Betts will reach on a walk. Vazquez, runner on first with a dot, is thrown out, so he's going to be picked off. Vazquez will remain at the plate. And semi-prospect with a dot. This one is well hit. This is a fence for Vazquez. Okay, a semi-home run king. We got to re-roll it. We're going to try it. That's the only one that would get him anything. He's not a home run king, so we got to go off of the other chart. And the other is a 4. That's a triple. It's too bad they were able to pick off Betts at first, because that would have been at least 1 run scored there in this inning. So now Marco Hernandez, who is not having a good time here. Struggler, he's not a struggler, even though there's 2 in a row that have reached, that needs to be 3. Patient or champion, no. Infield drama, can they get something off of one of the infielders for the Giants? Let's see, 11 is the pitcher iron. Beatty is not, so that's going to be a ground out to end the inning. So the pickoff at first is pivotal to the Giants getting out of that inning, so still 2-0 as we're going to the top of the 3rd inning, and it'll be the top of the order with Maurizio Dubon, or Dubon, if you want to say it that way. Runners on base, no. Is he hot? He hit last inning. That makes him semi-hot with a dot, so yes. Another fence check now. And he is slugger, so he's got a chance here to knock this out of the park. It's going to be a 1. That's a double for Dubon. So now Posey up. We already know what happened last time. He went deep. 1-1-3. Ace or dynamic, no. Slugger, no. Single to center, only 1 base advance. So the Giants are getting the rolls here, and now it's going to be hot. Mike Yastrzemski, even though he struck out last time, he's hot till further notice. 1-3-4, gold catcher, no. Champion, he's not. That's going to be outfield drama. More checks. 15. Left fielder gold, that's Benintendi, no. It's going to be a single, and it's going to score another run. 3-0. Only 1 base advance, but that's enough to get the Giants another run and solidify their lead. And now we go to chemistry at this point. With first and second, no one out. 15. Pitching team harmony, semi-harmonious, no. That's another single. With a 1 lead die that's going to load the bases. So now you've got Struggler added on to Rodriguez. And the Red Sox are going to have to start loosening up in the pen. This is a terrible development is going to be Brian Johnson, who just started maybe 4 games ago, but he didn't go for long. Bases loaded, nobody out, and it's going to be Brandon Belt. They're going to play the infield in here. 1-5-5 home run king. They get away with it. It's a fly out to center, and everybody's going to have to hold. It's going to be caught by Bradley Jr., and they dodge a big bullet there. If he would have been home run king, that would have been a salami. Wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. I forgot to change the card. I know. I'm going to have to run this back. I think I can. If this decide or die is a yes, it is a grand slam for Longoria. Belt. This is the roll. The roll is here we go. This was the roll. The decide or die is right there, and it's a no, so we get away with it. Okay. 1 out. Everybody had to hold. Still 1 across, but now it's going to be Pilar at the plate. One of the things about this game you have to be careful of. So 3-3-6. Ace, no. Sad. No, it's going to be a single. It's going to score 2. 5-0. One of the things you have to be careful of is when you go to these mini charts that you don't forget to switch your cards. 2 base advance. We're going to hold Belt at second with only 1, with 1 out. And a 5-run lead. Oh, boy. So they're going to stick with Rodriguez. Man, I'll tell you what, they've gotten such horrible luck at this through this section of the series. Workman, no. Whiffer, yes, that's a strikeout. So they might get out of this inning. Jalen Davis now. 2-3-6. Double. Oh, boy. This is going to be a walk. Loads the bases with a disaster of a hitter there. You get the only roll that is just like an automatic walk, unless your pitcher is double control. Now Brandon Crawford. Can they get out of this inning? 4-4-6. Star, no. Sad sack. He's utility. That's a called third strike. We're just going to put the big K. 3 in on 5 hits. And the base is left loaded. We're up to 5-0. So the Giants have been through twice already, and just now the Red Sox will be getting through the first time. With Jackie Bradley Jr. 1-1-6. It's the 3rd inning, so he's still fresh. That's a strikeout. Beatty is still fresh. 5-0 lead. He's given a gift here. Can he stick with it? Benintendi. 5-6-6. Wild, no. Good eye, no. That's a strikeout. Back to right now for Xander Bogaerts. 14. Cold batter. He is not cold. It's going to be an outfield drama check, so they can't even get a gift hit on one of those. They got to go through the outfield drama. Is center fielder iron? Pilar is not iron, so that's going to be the final out. 1-2-3 inning. It's amazing how that goes in baseball, but through 3, it's 5-0 Giants, and the Red Sox are going to stick a little longer with Rodriguez here and see if he can at least get a 4th inning in here without giving up any more runs. Top of the order, 2 for 2 here for Dubon. 2-4-5. Hero. He's a hero. That's another single. Buster Posey again. 3-4-5 iron catcher. No, Vazquez is not. So good eye, no, it's a strikeout. Go back to right now. That's good for Rodriguez, who is now semi 56 hot pitcher, semi hot with a dot. Yes, so that is going to get him out of the inning. Retires the side on alternating groundouts and flyouts. Okay, that's a 1. We'll call that left field. So that's a 0. So that got Rodriguez through the 4th, and maybe that gives us a line into the 5th too, which would at least be kind of a recovery mission for him. Okay, so Rafael Devers. I said Devers again. Why am I still doing that? Double and a triple. Those are the only 2 hits so far. 4, 5, 6. That's going to be a fly out to center field. Whoops, wrong batter. As he is not patient. JD Martinez. And we go to chemistry now. Batting team's not going to be harmonious. A grounder to second base. They're semi-harmony. And the decide or die gives it a emphatic nope. So Mitch Moreland, 156. Whiffer is a no-go, so it's outfield drama. He does have an off chance here of getting on base. 36. Left fielder Stoic. Yastrzemski, semi-stoic with a dot. Yes, okay, that'll be a single for Moreland. And then back to chemistry for Mookie Betts. 12, batting team dissonance. No, this is going to be a fence check. Maybe a chance to get back into this. So he is slugger. Could he get a 4, 5, or 6? It's a 6. It's gone. Clears the fence. A 2-run home run for Mookie Betts. He has been light on the power this season. Admittedly, a short, a small sample size season, but still, that's one that counts, and that's a 5-2 game. Let's put it up there on the scoreboard. And he comes through. The hot hitter gets a hot hit. 5-2, Vazquez. 1, 2, 3, flash and fresh. It's the 4th, so he needs the dot for flash, and he gets it. That's a strikeout. 2 runs in on a couple of hits, both with 2 outs. Going to the 5th, it is a 3-run lead for the visiting Giants. Going to go one more for Rodriguez. He's settled it down a bit. 3-6-6, pinch hitter no. It's going to be a fly out to center. Longoria is down. Sprints back to the dugout, although I don't know if you can say he is so. I don't know if you can say he's sprints much at all, but that's fresh because Eduardo Rodriguez is always fresh. He's TFN, so that's a strikeout. And now Austin Slater, 1-3-5. That's an umpire check. Nobody on base. Can they get a 1-2-3 inning out of this? 25. Questionable umpire at first. No. Rules the batter out. Who is it a grounder to? Second base. 4-3. That retires the side on a 1-2-3 inning for Rodriguez. That will probably be it for him. But kind of a good, let's salve over the wounds of some pretty unfortunate rolls here. Beatty is here in the bottom of the 5th, is still working on a relatively efficient game so far. He's given up 4 hits and 2 runs. 3-4-6. Eager. Hernandez is eager. This is going to be a fly out to center. One out. Jackie Bradley Jr., the cold hitter. 2-6-6, runner on first, thrown out. Nope. Is he? There's no runner on first. Leadoff batter. He's not in this inning. He was one away from it. That's a fly ball to right field. 2 down. Can they get more 2-out runs? Here's Benintendi, who has struck out twice. 3-3-4. Ace or star? No. Sad sack. He is not. That's a single. Bogart's coming up, I'll tell you. I have had absolutely no luck stealing with the Red Sox, and Bogart's not necessarily a guy who is going to go deep. So getting to second might be helpful, but we're going to go ahead and run this. So here we go with Bogart's up. Benintendi at first, 2 outs. 1-4-5. Struggler, no. This is going to be a grounder to first. It's going to be grounded at third, actually. My bad. The decide or die is yes, so that's going to end the inning. Wouldn't have mattered either way. No runs, a hit, and they leave him. So 5-2, still the score. We'll go to the bullpen, and it will be Brian Johnson. TNT. After the game, we'll do a little bit of a short, fun chat. How about that? So Rodriguez goes 5 innings. Does he give up 5 runs? No errors, so they're all earned. Hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 hits. 1 walk. 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 strikeouts. And a home run. All right. Jalen Davis, 2-3-3. Look out. Ace or star? No. Slugger? No. Okay, that's going to be a fly out to center. 1 out. Brandon Crawford, 1-2-6. Fresh. He's just in the game. That's a liner to second base for out number 2. Caught by Marco Hernandez. Getting some time here towards the end of the season. And now Maurizio Dubon. 1-4-4 flash with no dot. That's another strikeout. So that will be it. 1-2-3 inning for Brian Johnson. So, brings up Rafael Devers. And bottom of the 6th inning, Beatty is still working. Oh, 2s. Okay, here is at least going to be a double. Let's see. Home run king. He's not a home run king. That's a double for Devers. That's his 2nd double of the game. And that's a leadoff 2-bagger, which brings up J.D. Martinez. Could bring it within 1 if he were to get a hold of one here. Let's see. Oh, and that's going to be to chemistry, which does favor slightly the Red Sox here. 12 again. Batting team distance. No, this is a fence check. And we could either use Martinez's... Well, the home run doesn't really matter. So we're just going to use the slugger and go with that. So if it's a 5 or a 6, it's a homer. Devers is going to score either way. It's a 4, that's a triple for Martinez, and that will get Devers in. It is now 5-3. And now the Giants are going to start looking at some bullpen work as the first 2 guys reach. Look at Sam Coonrod and Connor Menez warming up. And it's going to be Mitch Moreland, the tying run up. Martinez 90 feet away. 115 fresh. It is there's no dot, so no home run king or sad sack. Semi home run king. This is a doubled left, and they're going to score a run if this is not a dot. It's not a dot. He's not a home run king, so this is a double. And in comes Martinez, and I think that's going to be it for Beatty. With tying run at second and 2 outs, they're going to pull the hook on Beatty. And they're going to go with Sam Coonrod. So only 5 innings pitched for Beatty. He was going right along. 4 earned runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 hits. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and a homer. All right. But it's going to be Sam Coonrod looking to keep Moreland at second and keep this a 1-run game. Let's make sure it's a 1-run game up here on our improvised scoreboard right there. Maybe what I should do is this. There we go. Okay. Bets up. Here we go. 4-5-5. Flash. Semi-flash with a dot. That's a strikeout. Vazquez. Oh, and Coonrod would have had ace bump too, having been warmed up. 1-4-5. Not a struggler, so that's going to be a grounder to, we'll say, to third base. They look him back, and now it is Marco Hernandez. They need some luck here from him to get this run home. Can they do it? 1-6-6 Workman or Gilded. Neither of those. Whiffer. Yes, that's a strikeout. And Coonrod gets down 3 in a row through 6. It is 5-4 San Francisco. And Brian Johnson will stay out there for a second inning. Buster Posey had a good game, a homer and a single. 1-1-6. Is he still fresh? Yes, that's a strikeout. The dot rings true here. So John is rooting for the Red Sox. Yastrzemski, 2-3-6. That's going to be a walk. He's not double control, the pitcher. Brings up Brandon Belt. Brandon Belt, 1-5-5. Oh, they're going to get away with it again. That's a home run king check? He's not. That'll be caught. And this time it is not Longoria who's up. It is Belt. So now Longoria, they want to avoid it here. 3-3-5. Wild, no. Sad sack. No. It's a single to right field. He is Stoics, no stolen base, but it is going to get Yastrzemski to third. With 2 outs, and it's going to be Kevin Pillar up. 2 outs. Longoria is not stealing on a semi-stoic. 3-5-6. Are they the same? No. Utility or sad sack? No, it's another single. I should have changed the pitcher. Oh, how can that happen? Oh my word. How can that lull you to sleep for so long? How can that thing sit there and you just think, oh, it just never comes up, and then the time you don't pull the string on it. 6-4 as we get the matchup check, and it doesn't happen. So Walden is up and working now, and he's not ready. So we're gonna stick with Johnson against Slater here. If it comes up a second time, 1, 2, 3 flash and fresh. He's semi-fresh, semi-utility. They could get a bailout here, and they get it. That's a grounder to the pitcher, which will end the inning, but they do get an insurance run on the RBI single by Kevin Pillar. 6-4 now. Giants looking to take a one-game lead for 4th place. Walden will stay up in warming for the 8th. And see, we're looking here at the, okay, they're going to bring in Kyle Barraclaw as a relief pitcher here in the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. So Coonrod with an inning pitched, no of anything, 2 strikeouts. And it's going to be Barraclaw. Bradley Jr. then the top of the order. 1-2-5. Not a struggler, so patient, no. That'll be a strikeout on the whiffer check. 1 down. Andrew Benintendi. 2-6-6. No, not a runner on first. It's the 2nd time we've had this on the 2nd hitter of the game, or of the inning. That's a fly out to right. Benintendi 1 for 4 now. And now Bogarts. 3-4-5. This is going to be a strikeout as, let's see, Posey is not an iron catcher and no good eye. So that'll be a strikeout, which ends the inning. And it should go to the right now, but because we're switching pitchers, that doesn't have to happen. All right, so it's going to be Marcus Walden entering to try and keep this a 2-run deficit. Gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits, a walk, a couple strikeouts. Unfortunate. He was pitching well, and then all of a sudden it just came up and clipped him. The Giants will get Birch Smith ready for the 8th. So it will be Devers again. He is 2 for 3. 1-4-6. Flash. Yes, sir. That's a strikeout. Or wait, I'm looking off the wrong card. My bad. It is Davis up. And 1-4-6. Flash. Yes, Walden gets the strikeout. Crawford. 2-5-6. A struggler. No. Champion or patient. No. Infield drama, so going to be a tough play for someone on the Boston infield. And 55, first baseman iron, that is going to be Moreland, and he is not, so that will be a ground out. We'll say 3-1, brings up the top of the order here in the top of the 8th with a 6-4 lead for the Giants. And that is Maurizio Dubon, who is 3 for 4. He did strike out his last time up, but he has scored twice. 1-1-3, ace or dynamic, no. Slugger. He is a slugger. He's going to be 4 for 5. With Posey coming up. Walden needs to bear down here and try to get out of this 8th. 1-2-5, a struggler. He's not a struggler. Patient, not patient. That will be a ground to third base, which will end the inning. So, Walden does escape the mini jam. Bottom of the 8th. And it'll be Birch Smith. Cards I had to make because they only pitched in the last part of the season, but they have good stats. So Smith is going to set up here facing Devers to start, righty versus lefty. 1-3-4. Gold catcher, no. Or wait, Semi-gold, yes, Posey is a semi-gold catcher. The decider die says yes, he strikes out Devers. He frames a pitch, and it's going to be Martinez now with 1 out. 1, 2, 3, flash and fresh. The semi is yes for the flash. That's another strikeout for Birch Smith. And one more guy in the heart of the order, Mitch Moreland. 1, 5, 6, a whiffer, semi-whiffer, no dot. That'll be outfield drama. So a chance maybe to get on. 24, center fielder Gold. Pilar is not. This will be a single. And that'll bring the tying run up with the chemistry check. Mookie Betts, 45. Batting team harmony. No, the decider die doesn't give it to him. They're semi-harmonious. That is a ground out to the shortstop. It'll be a U6 fielder's choice as they escape that, and we'll get Will Smith. Will Smith will get up and get jiggy with it, and it's going to be Ryan Brazier will now pitch the 9th for the Red Sox. One for Walden. He gave up 1 hit. Got a strikeout. And now it's going to be the 9th inning. Yastrzemski, 1, 2, 6. Fresh, he's fresh. That's a liner. Hot shot right at Hernandez. Brandon Belt. Looking to belt one here. Triple sixes. Ace, no. Sad sack. No, it's a deep drive. Got to check the glove. Whose glove are we checking? It's going. It's going. Right fielder Gold. Yes! It is gone. Off his glove. Home run. Home run. Brandon Belt. You'd think if you got the guy who's got a gold glove in right field that you wouldn't have to do a second check. Right? He leaps, and then you roll, he leaps, and he's got a 16% chance of actually making the catch. That seems unfair, but it's now 7-4, and Smith is 1 run away from not having it be a save situation. 1-4-6. That's a flash. That's a strikeout. Brazier getting bad luck here. He's had mostly bad luck in his time. There's a batter called time there. 3, not a pinch hitter, so it's a fly out to center for Pilar, which will end the inning. But they get another run at 7-4. Yeah, I'd love to be able to make it one of these years, John. I've played my fair share of play games on this table right here, and I'm going to keep playing them. Even though, a lot, I got to put B for Birch Smith, right? Because this is Will Smith. So it'll be Will Smith. He's if he pitches more than 1 inning, then he just becomes the Prince. He can't be the Fresh Prince after that. So he's the semi-Fresh Prince. But okay, so Christian Vázquez will lead off. Then probably in the on-deck circle we'll have Brock Holt getting loose. They need 3 runs. They need base runners. Can Vázquez get on base here? Anything. 1, 3, 6. Ace, no. Whiffer or cold. He's semi-whiffer, no dot. So it's going to be infield drama. Here's a chance. So you're telling me there is a chance. 56, first baseman Gold. It is Belt, he is not gold. This is going to be an error. So there is a runner on. So Hernandez going to take a seat on the bench. It's going to be Holt. We're only using Holt in pinch hits because he is so close to his usage limit that we just can't do that. So here's Brock Holt. 2-2-3. Wild, no. Slugger or utility, no. That'll be a single. And Vazquez will hold up at second. Brings up Jackie Bradley Jr., the tying run. Well, this is something. Got to avoid the double play here. Here we go with Jackie Bradley Jr. 3-3-4 ace. He is a star. That's a pop out to first. That's probably the best. It's not the best, but it's one of the better options for Bradley. He is not very good in this season, and it's just, you want to get to. Well, Benintendi has had it's not been his year either. So Benintendi now with runners at first and second, one out. 3-3-6. Ace or dynamic, no. Sad sack, utility, patient, no. That's a single. That's going to score Vazquez. Let's see. Well, let's make sure. 2 bases on any hit. There we go. And Holt, I think Holt will hold up at second there. The tying run on, and Bogart's the winning run comes to the plate. And we go to experience check for the semi-icon against the semi-icon. Can they get one more lucky roll off of this mini chart? Come on. 2-3. Prospect pitcher. No, that's a grounder to second with a 2. So that will be a fielder's choice. 4-6. That will get Holt to third. We'll bring up Devers, who is pretty much their hottest hitter. First and third, corners, 2 outs. Rafael Devers. Can he do it? They need 3 to tie. Or no, they need 2 to tie now. 3 to win. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Last chance saloon. 4-5-6. Patient, not patient. It's a fly ball to center. Pilar gets a bead on it, and it is in the glove. That is your final score. I forgot to change this. There's a 5. It is 7-5 in favor of the San Francisco Giants. They go to 24-22. The loss for Boston puts them to 500, 23-23. The win will go to Tyler Beatty. The loss, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Will Smith will get the summertime save. So we will worry. I'm going to worry about the stats after that, but I have some other stuff to talk about while we have what do we got? How long has this been? This has been, it's not even an hour yet. We've got lots of time. So let me just get my table cleaned up. So I am still fixing to get strat football here on the table, and what I am struggling with right now, or at least I have been up until right this moment. You're late. Yeah, thanks, John. I appreciate the feedback. It's okay. If you want to watch later, I won't say the score, but so my issue has been here, and let me get this stuff off the table here for a minute. My issue is I just don't know how best to employ things, right? I mean, I don't know how best to do the game. Like I like creating a score sheet. I did get one from Dave Schneider, Dave S., who has some great hockey videos, and I was kind of aware he did some football stuff, so I wanted to, hey Dave. So yeah, but it's just a matter of trying to figure out how best to do it. And so another thing Dave S sent me was, so this is what I got, and you know, I don't want to do another unboxing video. I mean, and I hope this turns out right, but you know, I feel like unboxing videos are the you know those shows that your wife watches after the Real Housewives season is over, and it's got like Andy Cohen interviewing all the people, and they manufacture all this drama. And I kind of feel like the unboxings are a little like that. I'll probably get a down thumb for that. If so, that's no problem. But it's like, you know, it's exciting to get new stuff, but it's exciting for you and me, like when we get new stuff. But but I don't know. So let's see. I got to get this thing out of here. I probably need maybe my skizzers will work here. So Dave sent me like a prototype that he had of well, you can guess based on what it says here. This company does printing, and I've never gotten one of these before. I have been game mat hesitant. So it's not a big one, but it is one nonetheless. And here it is, and it is a football field, and it's got timing stuff, and it's got quarters, and it's got downs, and because this is zoomed in so far, it's kind of tough to see, but we can fix that. We can fix that like a male piglet on his first birthday. No, we want to do it before then. No, I'm sorry. So my dad, he would be cutting an apple, and you know, he would, you know, he'd be like, I just helped your grandfather cut some, do some castrations. So with this, and it's like, oh, no, it's not. So this is what I got to try and help me. So I think this will be kind of nice, because I did this second season project in such a way that I was like writing down every time, every down, distance, and I'm not sure I want to do that for whatever project I do. You know, I don't know if I want to be, I want it to keep stats, but you know, whether I just have some kind of a pointer here and it goes like, I don't know, like that maybe, around the 40-yard line. I might need to get something a little more like, you know, you need to see, oh, it's the 41-yard line, and I need to have like a 1st and 10 marker and stuff. It is not Orchard Park. There's no like ligaments laying on the surface here. That would, if it were Orchard Park. I'm gonna be playing some strat solo. I'll probably be playing head to head at some point with Tabletop Sports Delaware. Not online, but I think that's another thing I want to talk about before I shut this down. But you know, we'll get there. But this is just, and I'll probably even try second season with this. Is that listed on here? That is right there. So here we got Stratomatic, we got ABBA, and he put second season right there. It's kind of tough to see, but that's the play oval. And so I'm probably going to stick with basic, but you know, I like a lot of the aspects of advanced. But if I ever want to do a game on here, it's like advanced can be pretty a little time consuming and maybe not so enjoyable for others. So So yeah, it does. You are correct. And if I just go and get it real quick, it's outside the room here. Oh. So I do have the game handy. I just don't remember. Oh, I put them in this bag. That's right. You can see them right in here. So maybe this will... I don't know if it's going to be good enough. I don't know if it's going to be the right dimensions. If it's not, I guess I could cut it. Or I could just draw like 2 lines on it. That would be... I could draw 2 lines on it this side, so that way I could use it specifically for this one. But yeah, it does have some markers like this, so I could toss this guy. Oh, that's the timeouts. But this would work too. This would be good to just boom. Or I could buy some tokens. But you know, just 30 seconds, 30 seconds. I'm also trying to decide what I'm going to do with timing with this game too, because it seems like I get too many plays for a game. I think the 30-second thing, 30 and 15 might just be a little too moving play along too much. Or not moving it along too much, but just instead not enough. Like I think you know, your play will usually be what, 5 seconds, between 5 and 10, and then most teams will usually run it down to maybe the 10-second mark on the play clock, which is 30 seconds. So you figure it's a 35 to 40 second play each time. So you know, probably you should alternate 30 and like 45 and 30 and 45 to try, you know, and then still do like 15 for a incompletion or whatever. But anyway, so last, I'm gonna try and keep this short because we are close on time here, and my son might start freaking out if I don't. So because he likes to play down in the other room here. But yeah, so Saturday, I didn't really say much about it on here because I don't know. I kind of wanted to feel it out, Chris. But most of you follow Tabletop Sports Delaware, and so you guys kind of had. You would have had some clue that something was going on, and yeah, we just had a meet up at a local brewery and played a couple of basic Stratomatic baseball games, which was really nice, but just mostly, I don't know. I miss some of the interpersonal relationship thing of the world still. We're still a little, you know, I don't know. We don't have all the answers about coronavirus, 19, and even if someone does, I don't feel like they're going to let us know anytime soon for whatever reason. But the psyche of this nation and of the world in general is still just topsy-turvy, and we just need to have, as humans, we need to have interaction, right? John said he's missing the play convention this year, which is a shame. I'm glad a lot of you are getting to go. They just kind of wrapped it up and wrapped up an email today, which was like confirming that it's on. They're going to do some virtual stuff. They're going to have like the golf thing again, some baseball stuff that you can play at home. If you've got History Maker Golf and History Maker Baseball, you can print out some stuff and be a part of the action and join in. It's really nice. But again, it's like having that face-to-face and collegial attitude, the ability to establish, it's not for everybody. Plenty of reclusive people in the world and people who like to keep to themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of us aren't, and a lot of us need that. And I'm feeling more of that at work, but not quite enough. And we're kind of like, things were moving like this for a while, and now they're kind of like, we're going to start going back to a place where they're going to be telling us, even vaccinated, you got to be wearing masks maybe. And it's like, you guys are being ridiculous. But, at some point you just have to say, someone wants you there. Someone wants that. And why? It's just an excuse. But anyway. 30 for completion, 15 for incomplete. Yeah, I mean, but see, that just, it tends to be a little... I did 2 or 3 games, and it seemed like I was ending up to 80 plays almost for a team, maybe. So, it just seems a little too... not enough time eaten up in plays, but I could be wrong about that. I should play some more and make sure, but... so anyway, so it was great to get together with Chris. He's a swell guy. He's, a lot after my own heart in certain ways. Like, he's kind of a small town guy. I'm a small town guy. I'm in the sciences. He probably... Who knows? Maybe he could have been in the sciences. He's a smart dude, but he has found his knack with helping people, doing auto parts and stuff like that. Is all about being and I mean, talk about somebody who is a people person. He is, and I so much appreciate the fact he gave up a big part of a Saturday afternoon to meet me at the brewery, to play a couple games. I mean, obviously, it wasn't all me getting the joy out of it. It seemed like he had a good time as well. And but actually, you know something? While I think of it, I might as well go ahead and pop one of these babies here. This was picked up on the way out the door. This is the brewery, Mispillion River Brewing. 12 parsecs. And I like Star Wars. Some of the sometimes dialogue doesn't sit with me with certain movies, and that was one of them. And I guess I should know what 12 parsecs come from. But this is my type of beer, so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. So we made a video just as a recap. He kicked the ever-loving crap out of me using the 80 Expos, cracking down on Lefty, Carlton, and the Phils. But you'll have that. And then I was able to get a little bit of revenge in extra innings with the San Francisco Giants. We saw them in this game, but the 80 Giants against the 80 Pirates. So a little bit of a demos. I wondered why he was chatting everybody up. Like, I was sitting there trying to count up the stats, and he was like, man, I don't know who that guy is. No, he was it was good, and and we both got home in one piece, which is even better, but we didn't drink too much. We were there for 3.5 hours, something like that. I don't know. It was plenty of time to where whatever we had was out of our systems. But okay, so channel stuff, more channel stuff. I have 2 other parts to this tournament mode for History Maker Golf video that I plan to put out in the next several days. I just need to package them up in a way that I feel like you guys, the people who will want to watch them, can digest the information in a relatively expeditious fashion. Like I use way too many big words. I just want it to be quick, as quick as we can do it. I want you to not get lost in some of the bunk that can happen, distractions, overthinking things, trying to think of the 12-syllable word to use instead of just saying quick. Instead, thinking and trying to think of what expeditious is, right? A little bit of truth there for you. No. But, I mean, that's kind of one of the things I'm planning to do here. I'm planning to get this Boston Red Sox sim done within the next... it'd be nice to get... I want to get it done by the end of August. As much as some of you seem... I get some views for it, and I don't really... I don't know. Whatever for the views. It's probably better if it's a live video because there's some interactivity there which doesn't happen if it's recorded. So that's why with the recordings I try and pare it down some. But, History Maker Baseball is a game that is a lot of fun to play. May not be as enjoyable to watch unless you're watching it live. So I'm not pronouncing anything. I'm just saying, like, I get it. You got to check things, and sometimes nothing is... I feel frustrated for the viewer when I sit here and say, oh, well, it's a grounder through. Oh, wait, he's a whiffer, so that means it's a strikeout. That's not very cohesive, and it doesn't replicate play-by-play as much as it could. So have never gotten to that point where it really is more just the flow of it hits closer to what real play-by-play is, because it's a little bit of choppy talk. But there's that, and still I need to get some more golf going. But really what I'd like to do is the Stratomatic football, kind of get that sorted out. What I might do, so I bought this 88 set. I might do a Bills project with 2017, which I have. I might do that first, just so I can wet my teeth on that. So that way, when I go and play 88, I feel like I know what I'm doing in a very, in a good fashion. Like, I want to be competent when I do that, as opposed to feeling like I'm just kind of like fumbling through the first couple times I play. I've played it a few times, but I also still am not sure. I might do 2017 in basic and save the 88 for advanced if I can figure out in advance. And that's another thing that Chris and I talked about, was maybe trying to come up with a shorter advanced method. I've gotten some advice on it from others on how to make it, but maybe there's another way to do it that we could still play relatively quick, but also introduce the aspects that we really like, which are certain results target a player. Let's say the defense's right tackle, and then you roll on their rating. If it's like a run play, their run rating, and that will help decide. It's like, that's kind of nice. Obviously, it's all baked into basic, but it does kind of enhance the realism of it a little bit if you can, on the plays where it matters, see it. And that's one of the things second season does pretty well is, you just it's a football game, and for football, you're not going to probably play a 30-minute game, and for baseball, that's a lot more likely. So, so to find a way to do an advanced game in a reasonable amount of time, and also the other aspect of it is, how do you So I think in our minds, Chris, in my mind, the thing that I'm going to do here is, and I think for him it's the same. We pick the offense, right? So when we're playing solo, we choose the offensive play. How do you choose the defense? And how do you come up with a way to choose the defense where you know that, oh, it's a passing down. Maybe if I just pick a run here, if I pick a run play, there's a good chance it'll break because they're going to be in a pass defense. So how do you do it in a way that's authentic to, and also to still give a decent chance that that somehow the defense on a 3rd and long still guesses right. I mean, it's not really about guessing right either. I mean, a defense is not usually going to say, "Oh, I'm gonna stack the box against the run on a 3rd and 14." So, I mean, there's some aspects of it that make, what you just don't want to do is you don't want to contrive something that allows you, the gamer, to then call it and exploit the thing that you've implemented as your crutch or your system to help increase the realism. If you just learn the aspects of it and figure out how to make it, figure out so you could go against reality with your own play calling to then beat the realistic part. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to do that. So that's something that needs to be thought about, and I really try and do that the best I can. When I'm playing a game here, I don't really sit here and, like, for instance, History Maker Baseball, something you could do. If you warm up a pitcher, well, he's an 8. So, but if you don't warm him up and you bring him at the beginning of the inning, he doesn't receive ace if he's going to. So what you could do is, you could say, "Oh, I'm going to warm up this pitcher, and I'll let the other guy pitch to one batter." So that way, if that guy doesn't get on, I'm going to bring in that reliever, and then I could have a second one ready, and I could bring that one in too. So I get ace each time, and it's contrived, and it's something that as gamers we need to be careful with, because we want, at least I know that's the way I feel. I want to have results that make sense. If I'm playing Boston, if they go and they have like a 40 and 24 or 40 and 14 record for whatever reason, great, fine. I mean, if I feel like I'm being true to baseball and they have so many good roles that they just somehow smoke the competition when they didn't in real life, that's fine with me, I guess. What I don't want to do is to gin the rules in a way that is going to then make me feel like I didn't do it right. So that's kind of the whole process of this. Seems like a card. Yeah, card. Am I doing a playoff? I'm probably gonna. If I do the playoff, I'm just gonna save it for winter. Probably. I don't know. At this point, I feel like it's a stretch to think Boston's gonna make the playoffs, but they have seemed to play good teams better than they have bad teams. So, they could still win 2 or 3 of this series, but I kind of think what I'm going to do is kind of like I did with second season, is give it a breather. It's always refreshing to come back to something if you don't wait too long. When you feel like you've hit something hard, and you start to have a little bit of that, like, fatigue, or sometimes it's just take a month away from it. You gamble that you're going to lose your familiarity with the project to the point where, but I mean, I also did that with the Phillies replay, and I did a playoffs with that, but I did kind of give it several weeks, and I think that's a very I think it's a thoughtful approach. So anyway, games take 3 to 4 hours head to head. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me because I think when you're moving cards around on the table to the various slots and trying to choose your tactics against what your opponent's going to do or what you think your opponent's going to do, that just adds to the gameplay. But then again, that's what a football game takes. So, we're no doubt football has a lot more, how do I want to put it? Baseball has its intellectual side, and you've got, but it's mostly aspects that you don't really ever touch in a tabletop game. The things that take the time in baseball are, okay, how are we going to pitch to this guy? And I don't think any of our games really say I haven't seen one that has a pitch-by-pitch mechanism. If you did, it would probably take you 3 or 4 hours to play a game. So I don't want to say that football has more of it, but it's just the way the game is structured and the dependence of each play on, there's a result that comes from every play. Whereas in baseball, the results that come from every pitch are not nearly as consequential, right? A strike. I mean, you have some that are like foul balls with 2 strikes, which just basically go into the ether. So, it's the nature of football. I guess what I would do is I'll just say this. I have not. I've looked at. So Al Wilson has a new game out called Fast Drive Football. It's free. We're talking kind of a long play game here. This is a short play game, and I think that might be the URL for it, fastdrivefootball.com. I guess I would encourage anybody to try it out just because, depending on the type of player you are, you may just be intrigued by seeing the season play out relatively quickly. I'm not finding myself wanting to get on that train just yet. Maybe I will eventually, but I do dig, like I didn't do Second Season Express. I haven't had any real inkling to try the Fury games, which are kind of a little bit more quick play sport. So just for the type of person I am, it's not quite as appealing to me as it seems like. It seems like there are a lot of people who are playing it and having a great time with it. So, and it seems like Al is able to produce card sets in a decent. I assume at the moment he's got enough time to be able to kind of keep putting almost like 1 or 2 out a week, which is. It just helps those who are really, you've got to be appreciative of someone like that who is just trying to, and do it basically. I have yet to see him try to monetize it whatsoever. So, more power to him on that, and and to play for. Obviously, it's close to some other games that they do, and I guess with how much he does for play, I guess I can't blame them for being willing to see how that kind of plays out in this form. So, also in mentioning play, I just want to say that the newsletter that came out that confirmed the convention was going on. Thank you to Keith and Sam and anybody else who listed this channel here in the newsletter. I've really gone. I don't know. I tend to not post links to videos. Like I've done a lot of History Maker baseball videos, and I don't post really any of them in the Play Facebook group or on the Play Delphi forum, because I don't see. First off, I don't know if anybody, this stuff, like anybody who wants to watch me do this, you've subscribed probably, so thank you for subscribing. I will post one on occasion because I feel like, well, maybe there's someone new in the group and maybe that would really help them. Maybe they're on the fence about buying a game like this. But I don't know. I don't think my style of play is any more exciting or any more any better than anybody else doing it. That's not the reason I'm doing it. And if it were, then I would probably be I don't know. I don't want to say too much. I just don't think it's all that healthy to feel that way about yourself. I'm cool with the channel the way it is, and I hope you guys get a kick out of watching a video on occasion. If you've only watched one video in the last year, hey, we've got lives, man. There may be a time I make a video in a year, and health, work, mental health, there's all sorts of stuff that happens. So I just appreciate when I get views, and I appreciate when I haven't been able to connect with someone else on a different channel for a long time, and then we're finally able to kind of like get together and do something that is pretty special, and to have a couple games where we both have a great time. We're like laughing the whole time. I mean, it's like, beer helps. I don't smile as much as I did in that video. I'm like, man, I must have been pretty in the tank there. But anyway, so there's only a couple of you left here, so I appreciate you sticking around. Feel free to ask another question, or I'm going to sit here for another couple minutes and sip a beer again. But I don't know. I do get emotional. The Phillies replay showed that. But it's funny. Maybe it's like bipolar. I don't know. I can get angry emotional. I can get teary emotional. Like thinking about meeting up, I was like, just for a second there, just kind of like slightly misty-eyed. It's just been such the pandemic has taken a lot out. But I can also be like super duper happy, giddy, like emotional. But I can also then kind of like be stoic, like just leave me alone. It's weird. I mean, maybe that's just being a normal person. Might just be being a normal person to have that range of emotions, but sometimes it feels like it's very, and it doesn't come and go. Anyway, so I'm rambling on. That's what beer does to me. So it seems like the questions have slowed down. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you to Dave S. His channel is a wealth of knowledge if you want to play some of the more in-depth hockey games. He's got, I've got to get there one of these days too, but he's got tutorials that, everybody raves about, and he gave me the file for this, and it turned out really great. I'm so happy about this, and I can't wait to start putzing around with another game and see if I can find the best way to play this. So thanks to Baseball Demos for dropping in here. He's got stuff like Game of the Week he's been doing. Well, Yeah, John, I have I mean, I definitely have friends, but friends, it's weird. Like, there's aspects of the friends that we have that aren't quite the same. Like, I have a friend that I've been out to lunch with. Like, so 2 years ago, I was probably going to lunch with him twice a week. And, we get to talk at work some, but I don't know. When you're inside the walls of work, sometimes there are just certain subjects you don't feel comfortable blabbing about, right? But in the last, we've been back at work for basically a year with modified restrictions and things like that. I mean, I've been to lunch more with people that I wouldn't necessarily call friends more than I have this person. I think I've gone to lunch with them once. Yeah. So that's the kind of interpersonal relationship that I've kind of been, and maybe the answer is you need to find someone else then. And maybe I do, and maybe I will, but I hold out hope because we have some commonalities, so that kind of helps. But yeah, so fictional football America set. I don't know. I'm wrapping my head around what the future holds for whatever I do for football. Obviously, strat football is going to be in the mix here in the short term. Down the road, I mean, wouldn't say it's out of the question, but I've done fictional golf. That's been pretty much a blast. If anything, the only thing that's really kind of messed that up for me a little bit is that I've created all these extra cards, so I have 2 tours, which kind of makes 1.15 or 1.2x the work for me. But with that said, that's been fun. I don't know. I think with base, I don't know. It's the thing is with golf is it's individual players. They're not playing for a team. For the other games, the fictional players have the teams listed on there by what I've seen. And so if you wanted to say just pick them randomly, I guess you could modify them, but I don't know if I like doing that, because I'd want to maybe try and come up with some kind of a Pennsylvania based team, like the Altoona Railmen, or the Renova Diamondback, or Rattlesnakes or something. Just like pick some cities around Pennsylvania, which is where I grew up, and create like a 10 or 12 team league that way and do that. And I mean, I guess you could just use the teams as they're set up, but I don't know. It's different when you're playing a sport that is an individualistic sport, because then you don't have to really there's no extra work involved. The scram. So that's a thing I haven't tried yet. It's the racing game from Play. It is a very popular game from what I've seen. It kind of amazes me, some of these games that tend to be what I would think of as niche games, and they seem to almost get more play than the baseball game. Maybe it's because people feel like certain games are better options than History Maker Baseball. And so a NASCAR game, finding that is a lot tougher, so that's why they would gravitate to red, white, and blue racing, because that may be the best. I don't know, I'm not sure, but it probably is one of the best, if not the best, simulation, maybe only simulation for NASCAR that's really. Hey, Brandon. The Poconos Pumas. Yeah. The Catskill is that's New York. But New York, I'm kind of Western New York in some ways too, so it might be more fun to do towns that are closer where I grew up, like the Coudersport. Cats. I don't know. The Olean. I think the Olean Oilers are one of these collegiate teams, maybe. So there are some teams that are already there. So Brandon, this is what I got. I started off showing this off, and then I just have kind of gone into a blab session. So yeah, probably holding somebody up here, but yeah, that would be interesting. But if he were to sell, I think if Keith were to sell a pure pack of fictional players, and I don't know, maybe a lot of people would be cool with that. Maybe a lot of people would love that. Just if he were to say, here's 350 baseball players. No markings as far as teams other than just their names, positions they play. Have at it. Binghamton Bulldogs. Yeah, the Ithaca Ichabods. How about that? Little it's probably not that close to Sleepy Hollow or wherever that's at, but that's a alliterative name for Ithaca. The Corning Cretans. The Watkins Glen Watermen. That would be a good one. Yeah, Finger Lakes centric. You could get Canandaigua, Ithaca, Watkins Glen, Geneva, Hammondsport, Naples is a smaller town at the bottom end of Canandaigua Lake. Penn Yan, Skaneateles. You could probably that's at the upper end of one of the lakes. I'm not as familiar with the eastern Finger Lakes. That's 8 teams right there. I mean, you could do that. Any other? Seems like there's another one I'm missing there, but maybe not. Cortland. Yeah, I mean, you could do Cooperstown, right? I mean, that's right around there. Yeah, there's so many options. Yeah, the Oneana. Yeah, just it's amazing the geography up around there. Elmira, Corning. Yeah, it's the closest town to where I grew up that does have a team in like a collegiate league is Wellsville, which was an old oil town. Some of those areas up there in PA, kind of like at the northern end of the Appalachian, or the Allegheny Plateau is what you would call that area. They've got some oil cities out there towards just west of Bradford, kind of like between Bradford, PA, and Erie. Edinburgh's out there too. Edinburgh, there's a university there. Fayetteville. So I used to have WSTM, which was an NBC station out of Syracuse. So we had Elmira stations, we had a Syracuse station, we had a Binghamton station, and we had Buffalo stations. The Dunder. Yeah, the Shroot. The Shroot Beats. The Shroot Bears. So Brandon, yes, Chris and I I kind of mentioned it already, but anybody who's still watching after the fact too, yeah, it was great. We gotta figure out some way to kind of like make this a little more big at some point, but I think for now we just need to kind of keep it in the realm of feasible. So anyway, I'm sure that we're to the time when RJL is usually into his playoff with Inside Pitch, so I should sign off here. I've been going on now for another half an hour. It's amazing how time flies when you just start kind of going on and on. But anyway, good night, everybody. Unfortunately, if you're following the Red Sox, they are on a 4-game skid, and they need to start winning some more against San Francisco if they want to make 4th place and make a playoff, if I decide to run that out. So hit the like button, subscribe, look forward to some golf, maybe hopefully some Strat-O-Matic football down the way, and a few other things, odds and ends as we go along here. And of course the conclusion of this Red Sox sim. Red Sox now 23-23 with 8 games left to play. Good night. God bless you all, and we will see you soon. Back here on Tenacious Sports, keep rolling them true and rolling them often.